From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper, and it is time for the premier sports betting show. And this is the Primetime Angles Live. And boy, oh boy, it's going to be a good show today. Man, oh man, and check out our new dope graphics. Shout out to my engineer. Good job, good work, brother. So pretty much let's go ahead and jump into it. And all right, let's go ahead and get into the world of boxing real quick, because this thing has been, it's kind of irks me a little bit, but my main man, Deontay Wilder, man, I was blessed to be able to actually interview him ringside right after the Errol Spence Danny Garcia fight, right after. So you guys can catch that on Fanatics View. But Deontay, I've talked to him plenty of times off camera and things like that, and this is one of the most humble athletes I've ever met in my life. And this guy, I know he puts on a lot for TV and things of that nature, but this guy really is somebody who's really good for boxing in a sense, because he did want to take on the best of the best and really want to go ahead and, make history, be great, and chase greatness. You know what I mean? So pretty much, I really do feel like there's so much disrespect for Deontay Wilder right now. Who cares about the skills that pay the bills and everything like that? Everybody can't be Floyd Mayweather. Everybody can't be Caleb Plant and be such a technical, great boxer and can defend. But one thing that Deontay Wilder does do that a lot of boxers do not do nowadays, he comes in and delivers the knockout, the home run hit, the punch, the 400-foot shot. And I'm telling you like this was something special, and he became one of the bigger stars in all of boxing because of this. A lot of people always try to mention his right hand when they're talking about knocking you out, things of that nature. So Tyson Fury, great fighter, great technical, great talker, great salesman of a fight, but still at the end of the day, you owe Deontay Wilder a third fight. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how you feel about it. You guys already know that Deontay Wilder easily could have walked away from this second fight right after the draw and everything like that, because we were there that night and Jack Reese bailed out Tyson Fury. Yeah, I'm going to say it like that because I was there. I wasn't watching it on TV. The man was dead in the ring, and he pulled an Undertaker move, but that was well after the countout. Jack Reese looked back 3 times and was supposed to be counting. So pretty much miss me with the BS, all right? Deontay Wilder's trainer was way out of pocket for that, and that's why he's on the unemployment line as well, too. He should have let Deontay go out on his shield like he asked him to. Deontay's an old-school boxer, and you had to have Tyson Fury actually really destroy him. And I felt like maybe Deontay could pull off a miracle knockout somewhere late, just like he did in the 12th round the last time around. But he never got that opportunity. So Deontay, just know somebody got your back here. You're not crazy. And you know what? Mark Breland, let's go ahead and see what he had to say after this. This is just bitterness right here. Mark Breland, if he was a good trainer, he would have been able to really get in Deontay's ear, but he never was able to. Deontay became untrainable because at this point he knows more about boxing than all of us. So teaching the correct jab was not a priority to learn once he continued on his knockout streak. So a coach can only teach someone if they're willing to learn. Okay. And lastly, at that fight, just as many others, we had no cut, man, because Deontay won't need it. So I'm not a doctor, but I know blood coming out of your ears and dazed eyes could be a brain issue. Power comes from your legs, and his legs were gone. Mark Breland, it wasn't, you are hired to do a job. If that man told you he couldn't go on no more, then he's not going to be able to go on no more. But if he didn't say anything about it, let it go and let him fight, man. And I know you would have felt like you know, you would have been out of pocket. But with the situation that happened with other boxers well before that, dying in the ring and everything, that's what you guys were thinking about. But this is heavyweight boxing. You got to let these guys go at it, and you got to let the ref stop the fight. You got to let you got to let that man be knocked out. And that's my point, and that's my 2 cents on it. Deontay Wilder will probably be able to bounce back. And from what I'm hearing right now is he's going to maybe take a tune-up fight against a very formidable opponent. My man, Charles Martin. Charles Martin's a good fighter, former IBF champion. He actually helped Anthony Joshua get over as well, too. So, hey, it is what it is at the end of the day. Boxing's really in a good place because we're talking. And I want the heavyweight division to shine, and I want it to look good. And Tyson Fury, get this man his 3rd fight and stop playing. All right, so we move on, and let's go ahead and jump into our next topic of discussion. And our next topic of discussion is going to be this. The Dodgers have added Trevor Bauer. And, you know, I didn't get to talk about it. I was able to – it was breaking news, and I was talking about it for maybe 30 seconds on the show. But now let's go ahead and jump into it. Trevor Bauer is a great personality for the Dodgers, in my opinion. Honestly, the guy's a beautiful personality for the Dodgers. And I really, truly think that he will be able to become one of the better pitchers in Dodger history, to be dead honest with you, because he has Clayton Kershaw in the dugout with him. He has another great pitcher over there with David Price there as well, too. So pretty much these guys, he's going to be in the most comfortable setting he's ever been in. But that Cleveland rotation that he was a part of was pretty good themselves, too. You know, they had Corey Kluber, who became a Cy Young Award winner in that group, and they were one of the better groups in all of baseball. But you know what? Now he's back home. He's with the Dodgers. And I would think that he is the missing piece. And the Dodgers have pretty much shown that they're about to have the strongest starting pitching rotation ever. They can probably have a different pitcher 7 days out the week. That's how good it is for the Dodgers. But I don't think it's going to wind up being like that. What's going to happen here is going to be, I think what happens is you're going to have Walker Buehler be your ace now. Okay? And this is going to set up Clayton Kershaw for the good old 3rd matchup of the week and give him enough time to rest during the week. And I think that Bauer will be coming in 2nd, and then you get Kershaw in their 3rd, and David Price will probably pitch the 4th day, and then you get the now Mexican legend Julio Urias. You'll have him pitching the 5th day. But I know my bromigos down south want Urias as the ace and they want to see him at least twice a week, because that was a beautiful moment when he won. And that showed the pride of all Dodger fans, but the Hispanic community in itself. They really, really love the fact to see their two big time pitchers close out that game for the Dodgers. So pretty much I love the way this rotations look. And I haven't even mentioned Gosselin and Big Red either, Sean May. So pretty much these guys are going to be one of the better pitching rotations ever. And the Dodgers can really go out there and have a 2-0 game and call it a night. And that's going to be the rich just get richer. The Padres were able to add in a pitcher last week. But you know what? This dwarfed everything when they picked up when Trevor Bauer signed off to be a Dodger. So there it is. Trevor Bauer, welcome home. And we look forward to a big-time season from you as well, too. So we move forward, and let's go ahead and talk about the big upset that happened last night in Lubbock. Oh, boy, West Virginia gets a monster win last night. West Virginia looked good up under Bobby Huggins. Bobby Huggins wasn't playing no games last night with Texas Tech. Let's go ahead and check out the highlight real quick. And you already know. And here we are. Great game going. West Virginia, whap, up 2. And we're here midway through the 2nd half. And again, another whap. Now they're up 3. And now up 2. Again, with the hand in your face, you still hit it. Now you're up 5. Okay. Down the middle. Oh, nice little layup and 1. Puts them up 6, and then this would pretty much be the dagger as West Virginia moves on and wins by 11, getting themselves a big win, and will probably find themselves in the top 10 if they're able to get a big win here Saturday as well too. But Texas going to Lubbock, beating Texas Tech was huge, because that's one of the tougher places to win at in the Big 12, if not in the nation. So you know what? Big kudos to West Virginia, and they keep our streak going with the game of the night as well too. Another winner. I think that's going to be 5-0 for that category right there as well too. So you guys keep telling that play right there. We do have the CBB game of the night that lies in the Big Ten, so you guys be on the lookout for that. That's going to come up in our next segment. All right, so we move on and let's look at the players of the night in the NBA. And up first was Jeremy Grant, who was the #1 graded player of the night last night. He had 32 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and an 11-point win over the Nets, who are seen as the de facto big time team in the East. But right now, you know, they're not looking that great when Durant's not on the court with them. They got to, you know, when you got to deal when Harden and Kyrie might not be the best, you know, little duo when they're together. And it's kind of showing right now. James Harden did show some frustrations last night, but it's all about Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant took those boys to school last night. He had a hell of a game. Let's go ahead and check out a buzzer beater that he hit last night. That was very key to moving them forward and getting them a big win late in the third quarter. Look at this. You know, Jeremy Grant pulls up feeling like his uncle Michael Jordan, and he didn't even call bank. There it is, man. And this boy is out there balling right now. So I said players of the night because we had 2 players of the night last night. I usually want to just do one, but I couldn't deny Joel Embiid with the 25 points and the 17 rebounds and 6 assists that he had last night as well too. Joel Embiid was absolutely nuts last night. He had a great game against the Kings, in a game where the Kings looked like they could have won that game last night. But what happened there though was that Philadelphia has shown that they're about it. They're ready. And you know what? They keep talking about the Nets and they keep talking about the Bucks, but they're not talking enough about the Philadelphia 76ers, who I feel right now are the best team in the Eastern Conference. And they do pose the biggest threat to the Lakers right now, or to any team in the Western Conference, for that matter of fact, in my opinion. Because you know what? Joel Embiid is the return of the big man. I want to say return of the Mac, but return of the big. Return of the big. And Joel Embiid is being a big leader to that style of play coming back. The big man's doing it all. Well, we got point centers now. Him and Jokic are out there doing what they want to do, taking advantage of being the biggest player on the court, and that's an absolute beaut to watch. So pretty much there it is. Joel Embiid, 25 points last night, 17 rebounds, 6 assists. Let's go ahead and look at him hit this go-ahead shot last night that pretty much put the game out of reach for the Kings. And look at this, Embiid up top looking like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, spin around and hit him with the Patrick Ewing shot right there. Boom, there it is, up 7, and that pretty much clinched it last night. And that was our dog of the day as well to the Kings, but they fell short. So it's all good, but those are our players of the night. Congrats to both of those fellas, and we move forward. And in some somber news, former Cleveland Browns, Kansas City Chief, Washington Redskin, and also at the end, the San Diego Chargers head coach Marty Schottenheimer passes away at 77 yesterday. It was he was one of the better coaches to never win a Super Bowl or ever even be in a Super Bowl. He fell short 3 times against Denver when he was with the Browns, and then he went to Kansas City and actually put up some of the best teams of the 1990s that would fail as well too, to even make it past the divisional round. I don't think they won a playoff game while he was there. So pretty much, and if they did, you know, it was maybe once or twice, but it was always a constant struggle for the Kansas City Chiefs when it came down to the playoffs. He had 1 season in Washington, and then when he got to the Chargers, it felt like he was going to go get it ahead and go get himself a ring back in 2004. When that team went 14-2 with a young Phillip Rivers, but that never came to fruition because they ran into who else? Tom Brady and the Patriots, and pretty much they upended them at the old Murph in San Diego, and that pretty much was a wrap on Marty Schottenheimer's coaching career as well too. First ever coach you ever see go 14-2 in a season and get fired at the end of the year. Sad. But all in all, though, Marty Schottenheimer was a great coach. He's a Hall of Famer as well too. Well, he'll be in the Hall of Fame eventually. And you know what? Happy RIP Marty Schottenheimer, one of my favorites, and he will be missed. And with that, let's go ahead and look at those awesome hats. I saw some new hats with Hat Club the other day. They got some awesome retro hats that are actually anniversary caps as well too. So you guys go ahead and check that out, and you guys go ahead and hit the link in the description, in the show description, and you guys will get up to 10% off on any $50 order or better. Once again, that's over at the www.hatclub.com. You guys go ahead and press the link in the show description. You guys will get 10% off on any order that's $50 or above. So with that, we will be right back. This is the Premier Sports Betting Show with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, and this is the Primetime Angles Live.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners and I'll Have Another and Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
Tune into Big Wave Boxing every week with a brand new guest, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, getting the best boxing stories, best boxing angles, and the truth when it all comes down to the sweet science. Tune into Big Wave Boxing on the Prime Wave Media channel on YouTube. All right, we're back with the Primetime Angles Live with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, and this is the Premier Sports Betting Show. All right, so let's go ahead and hop into it. You guys already know it's time to talk some CBB, a bets list, and boy, oh boy, I love this time of the day because you know what? It's time to talk about that money, baby. Let's go ahead and jump into the ACC first, and the ACC is rocking and rolling, baby, right today. I got ourselves a very, very good group here, and pretty much we're going to rock out with this Boston College game. They're going to be going against Wake Forest today. Now, both teams are eerily similar in a sense, and I think that what you have to do here is you have to rock out with the home team here. It's really not that hard of a choice because Boston College always plays great at the Conti Forum. Period, point blank. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and take this. I know that they have not looked good in their last few games. They did lose by 10 to Notre Dame, and they lost by 13 to NC State. But NC State, Notre Dame, both those teams are actually elevating their game a little bit more at this point. And pretty much Boston College, when they run into a game like this one, especially against a team like Wake Forest, who's lost their last 3 out of 5 games, they should be able to win this game and win this game kind of running away with it as well, too. So I do like Boston College with the plus 105. Let's see how it shakes out. And you guys already know that this is always a bet for me. I do not care who they're playing against. They could be playing against the 1969 UCLA Bruins, but I have this eerily feeling that Georgia Tech can actually be in that game. And Georgia Tech doesn't play great on the road at all. They've actually lost their last 3 out of 5 games. But when it comes to these home games, oh, they're winning. Those 2 wins that they had in those 5 games were both at home. One against FSU, the other against Notre Dame on a comeback, a monster comeback against Notre Dame as well, too. So it's hard for me to go against a team like Georgia Tech because Georgia Tech puts in that work, and that's exactly what I'm doing here with the Virginia Tech play. So I'm going to go ahead with the Georgia Tech play, and that's what we're going to do here. And I like it. I like it a lot. So pretty much let's see how it shakes out, and we go from there. Now let's go ahead and talk about our Big East bets list. In the Big East, we got ourselves some really good games going in the Big East tonight. And the Big East, we got UConn and UConn's going against Providence tonight. This is a good old school Big East matchup, OG Big East matchup. So pretty much we are in the driver's seat to really see a great game because it's really another one that's split right down the middle, another Northeast Classic. And from what I can see, I'm looking at the tail of the tape right now, and pretty much you can see that UConn's trying to make that move right now. They're 8-4. While you got a 9-10 Providence team that looks like they're headed to the NIT. So when I look at the stats here, you got yourself UConn sitting here in the 5th spot, 5-4 in the conference. They have to get on the good foot right now, and I really do like them with the -130. I know that they've been struggling. They've lost their last 2 out of 3 games, but this is a good bounce back game for them tonight. They're going against a team they should beat, and Providence has dropped their last 4 out of 5 games, and they did lose by 11 to St. John's the other night as well, too, at home. So pretty much I do like UConn to go ahead and take care of their business and just rock out from there. And then we got Nova, and I think Nova's going to have themselves one of those games, frustration games, because Nova is 12-2 right now. And Nova, they had a bad loss against St. John's over at the Carnesica Center in Queens. So pretty much they come into this one winners of their last 2 out of 3. They had to kind of scrape past Georgetown a little bit, beating them by 10. So I think tonight, I know that a lot of people are probably going to be all over Marquette, but I think Nova winds up winning this game by 20 points. That's why I'm going to go ahead and take them with the -11. So let's see how this one shakes out, and we go from there. All right, so we pretty much have our next one up. It's going to be the Big Ten bets list, and the Big Ten is looking good tonight. And don't worry, because the game of the night is in the Big Ten as well, too. So we'll get to that in a moment. But right now, let's go ahead and talk about the Indiana game tonight. And Indiana looking to go ahead and get a big win, but we always know how tough it is to win in this arena right here. And this will be over in Northwestern, and this is going to be over at the Welsh Ryan Arena. So pretty much it's always a tough task to beat the Chicago Prep Boys. And pretty much this team is coming in here as 175 money line, but I think they're good enough to beat this team by 4 or better. That's why I'm taking the 3.5 here. So when I look at this, you got a 2-2 team over their last 4, but they got a monster win over Iowa the other day as well, too. So pretty much I think that Indiana is starting to catch their groove. And as I told you guys before, Indiana does have the best player in conference in Jackson Davis. So pretty much you guys have to understand, once they want to get going and get going to the point, oh, this team is going to be dangerous. And this team is a possible team that could steal the Big Ten tourney, because we've seen a few teams come out and just have big momentum going into the tournament, and they wind up winning it, a la Michigan a few years back. All right, so we move forward, and let's go ahead and talk about Wisconsin and Nebraska. This is what I like to call the old red and white game right here. And you get a red and white game once a week in the Big Ten, because they got 6 teams that wear red and white in the conference. So good thing I'm not colorblind, bro, because golly, man, these teams look damn near like it's JV versus varsity some days when you're watching the red and white game. Golly. All right, so we got Wisconsin losers of their last 3 out of 5 games, including losing last Saturday to Illinois by 15. They go into this one against Nebraska. Nebraska's been struggling, but Nebraska's been off a lot as well, too. This university's been just really devastated this year by the COVID issue and everything like that. Football had to sit out almost a month, and basketball had to sit out almost a week or almost 2 weeks. So pretty much this team is just trying to get it together. And I think tonight what happens is they're going to be overlooked. And I think when you have a team going in the direction that Wisconsin's going in, this is not going to be an easy one for them to go ahead and just run away with it. This one's actually going to be one that's going to be a toughie for them. So pretty much when I look at this game, I will say that this will wind up being a very good game, even better than it looks on paper. And I'm going to wind up taking a +11 here on Nebraska, and that's how we're going to do this one. Now, we move on to the SEC, and in the SEC, we have ourselves some really good games in the Southeastern Conference tonight. And you know what? Georgia and Tennessee coming into this one. Georgia's 12-6, and Tennessee's 13-4. Tennessee's won their last 3 out of 5, and Georgia's won their last 3 games in a row. So this is why it's not tough for me to take Georgia tonight, because Georgia's playing really good basketball. And winning those 3 in a row, they didn't beat slouches in the process either. They did beat Mississippi and Auburn. Now, Vandy is kind of a pushover, but still, at the end of the day, Georgia's winning these games the way that they're supposed to be winning them, and they are a big dog. This is a possible upset here as well, too. But I'm going to play it smart, and I'm going to go ahead and take the plus 12.5 on the dogs on the Georgia Bulldogs. There it is. And then we got Missouri, the number 10 team in the nation, going against Ole Miss tonight. They're coming into this game looking mighty good, to be that honest with you. I think that Missouri has played some of their best basketball over the last few weeks. They've actually won their last 6 out of 7 games as well, too. And they've got big wins as well. They got a big win over Tennessee, who was 6th ranked in the nation. And they also got a big win over 10th ranked Alabama. So pretty much those are a few ranked teams on the resume this year. And they also got a win over Illinois in that rivalry game that they have with them when they were the number 6 team in the nation. So this team has beat 3 ranked teams, and 2 of them were in the top 10. So pretty much there it is. All three of them were in the top 10. So pretty much there it is. I love Missouri tonight with the plus 125, and I actually think this is a bargain play for you as well, too. All right, we move on. We got Mississippi State at home going against LSU. This is a toss-up game. You got an LSU team that's 11-6 right now. Mississippi State's 11-9. I have to go with the home team here because they've won their last 2 out of 3 games after a 2-game losing streak. But still, this team will step it up. They got a big win over South Carolina on the road. So that shows me that this team is starting to pick it up a bit, even though they are 11-9, but still they're in a wide open Southeastern Conference this year as well, too. And then you have the LSU losers of their last 3 out of 4, and they've struggled pretty much the whole season, in my opinion. Even though they've won games, they've struggled in those games they've won as well, too. So pretty much there it is. I truly do like Mississippi State tonight. Let's see how it shakes out. Now, let's go ahead and get into my game of the night. The game of the night is going to be between Rutgers and Iowa. And the game of the night, man, poses 2 of the better players in the nation right now. They're on the top of the wooden list as well, too. This is going to be Rutgers, the number 25 team in the nation, going against the number 15 team in the nation, Iowa. And so when you look at this matchup, you got Ron Harper Jr., who's an absolute monster for Rutgers. Ron Harper Jr. right now is averaging 16.8 per game. But Luka Garza is leading the nation in scoring right now with 25.5 points per game. And this guy has some slow feet, but still, he's the most dominant player in the conference. And he's a guy who can go inside and outside and pretty much be the just nuisance. But if Ron Harper and the crew get going, this game can be much closer. But still, they're at Iowa. They're playing at the barn. I was not feeling too good after a bad loss to Ohio State at home last week. So I think tonight Rutgers is going to get it. So I'm about to go ahead and take Iowa with the -6.5. And there it is. Single what you like off the CBB bets list. Game of the night. We're going to try to keep our record rolling as well, too. And there it is. As I told you guys before, we've won every single game of the night I've put out for you guys. And we've won these outright as well, too, because most of them have been dogs, to be that honest with you. So there it is. You guys go ahead and stay tight. But before, let's go ahead and talk about Fubo TV. Fubo TV, you guys go ahead and get 7 days free. You guys press the link that's sitting right there in the show description. You guys will get 7 days free. After that, you can sign up for $55 a month, no credit check. And when you're ready to get out of that deal, you don't have to call them up. You don't have to do any of that. You just don't pay the bill. That's it. That's it. And that's all. They're not going to hold nothing against you. This is Fubo TV, where live TV and sports live. Okay. So you guys check it out. FuboTV.com, www.fubo.tv, but you make sure to press that link so then you can go ahead and get that 7-day free trial as well too. All right, with that, we will be right back with the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capital.
The Viget app, where social media meets sports betting. Get the latest line movements in all major sports. Track your daily bets, daily contests, the NFL over-under contest that pays out $10K in cash prizes. This is a cutting-edge app that helps betting be easy. Sign up with the reference code POPDBIC and you will be able to watch my daily show, The Primetime Angles, as a resource to building that bankroll. Viget is available in your Apple or Google Store on your iOS or Android. The social
sports betting app, Viget.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
All right, we are back with the premier sports betting show with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper, and this is the Primetime Angles Live. And boy, oh boy, I'm telling you right now, we can't stop, won't stop. We do this 5 days out the week, so you better be ready because I'm gonna be in your face a lot. All right, so NBA Wednesday preview. Let's go ahead and get into it. The NBA Wednesday preview, and boy, oh boy, I took a lot of time to do some good notes for y'all. So we got the Hawks. 11 and 12 coming into this one. We got the Mavs 11 and 14. The everyday struggle with this team. I know Mavs fans are going through it right now because this team is not playing up to their capability. They're supposed to be one of the top 4 or 5 teams in the West right now, and they're not playing to that title right now. So we have the Hawks who are 4 and 5 straight up versus the West. They're 4 and 5 against the spread versus the West as well too. Here goes a good little note for you as well. 1 and 8. Over and under. So that means that they've went under in the 7 out of and under in the 8 out of 9 games that they've played against the West this year. And then they're 5 and 5 on the road, 2 and 2 versus the West. So they're pretty much 500 in that spot. Then you got the Mavs. It's a struggle, brother. They're 3 and 8 at home, straight up, 2 and 9 against the spread at home, 6 and 5 over and under at home, and they're 5 and 5 versus the East and 2 and 2 at home versus the East as well too. So pretty much that splits it even down the middle even. But let me give you guys some fun facts. You guys do know that the Mavs did beat the Hawks in Atlanta last week. They beat them by 5. So pretty much that game went over. And from what you guys are going to see in the talking tickets, I'm actually going to go opposite of that. So we move forward, and we got the Clippers who are coming in here 17 and 8 right now, going against the Wolves who are 6 and 18. The Wolves are struggling mightily, and good thing they're at home because most of their wins have came at home. 80% of their wins this season actually have came at home. So the Clippers 9 and 3 on the road right now. 9 and 3 against the spread on the road as well too. 7 and 5 over and under on the road, and then they're 5 and 3 versus the West on the road, and then PG will miss the next 2 games for this squad as well too. So they have that, and they are coming off of a bad loss against the Kings Sunday. So pretty much here we are. We move forward, and we see the Wolves are 4 and 7 at home, 6 and 5 against the spread, 5 and 6 over and under at home, and this is all at home, and they're 3 and 6 versus the West at home as well too. So when you look at this game, the Clippers are like the automatic pick here, but the Clippers, I don't think this one made the list for my super high 5 for today. So pretty much there it is though, but that is a good little bet for you guys right there. This does look like the slam dunk of the day, but you know the Clippers know how to mess things like this up. So you know pretty much buyer beware. That's all I can say. All right, so Pacers are 12 and 12 on the season. You got the Nets who are 14 and 12 coming off a very bad loss last night against the Pistons as well too. As you can see, we had a fan that was pretty mad that he messed up his parlay last night. Sorry about that, dog, but it is what it is. You know, no Durant. That means no auto wins for the Nets. You know that. So pretty much when you look at this matchup tonight, you got a Pacers team that's 1-3 in February, 0-1 on the road. They're 4-6 in their last 10, 5-4 on the road overall this season, and they're 2-2 versus the East on the road. Then you have the Nets, who are 1-3 in February, 1-1 at home, 5-5 in their last 10, 10-5 at home, and 6-3 versus the West at home. So, this is versus the East at home. So sorry about that. But yeah, that's exactly what they're dealing with right now. And pretty much I think that the Nets could get a bounce back tonight, but this is one of the tougher teams in the Eastern Conference to go up against for the Nets tonight. So you know what? Once again, buyer beware. I would say you need to scoreboard watch more than anything in this game, because honestly, the overs have been constant with this Brooklyn Nets team and just get yourself prepared, because Brooklyn's throwing up 130 and giving up like 130 a game as well too. It's absolutely terrible. So pretty much it is what it is, and we move forward. Then we have ourselves the Hornets at the Grizzlies, and this one right here is one of my favorite games of the night, because watching that Hornets team the other night, they are just so happy to play basketball. They know that they're not tanking right now. They know that they're the number one team in their division as well, too. And this is all because of LaMelo. And LaMelo has came into the starting lineup, and he has actually injected new energy into this team, and has shown that, hey, he can be the one to push this car, you know what I mean, and make sure that Michael Jordan looks decent as a exec. And I think that Michael Jordan knew that he had hit a home run the moment that he saw that LaMelo Ball was available. As I said to you guys for months, that was the best player in the draft, and that pretty much teams did not want to take him because they already had that spot filled. If there's no D'Angelo Russell in Minnesota, the kid's playing for the Wolves. If there's no Steph Curry in Golden State, the kids playing for the Warriors. So pretty much the Hornets were very fortunate, but the Hornets, as I've heard before, said by any means necessary, they were getting LaMelo Ball. So pretty much it is what it is at the end of the day. Fits make careers. It's that simple. And pretty much maybe his brother might find his way back to LA, because that's his fit, not New Orleans. So pretty much we got the 5-6 straight up on the road. Then we got the 4-3 versus the West, 3-4 over and under versus the West, and then they're 1-2 versus the West on the road. And this is the Hornets. Now you got the Grizzlies, who did take 6 games off because of COVID. They're 1-4 in February, 0-2 at home, 3-7 straight up at home, 3-7 over and under at home, 4-3 versus the West, 2-3 at home. Just absolutely awful looking numbers, but that doesn't attest to how good the Grizzlies actually are. So pretty much the Grizzlies don't have a great record right now, but you have to understand the Grizzlies are slow starters, so they'll pick it up as the season goes along. And come on, we cannot deny Ja Morant, who's top 5 point guards in the NBA right now, and probably one of the top 3 fastest guys in the league as well, too. All right, so we move forward. We'll be moving forward in a moment. When we get back, we'll be going ahead and talking about the let's get back. We'll be talking about the Pelicans and the Bulls, but before that, let's go ahead and talk about Stacey Adams. Oh, I'm telling you right now, that's an old East Sider song right there. My Stacey Adams. So pretty much, you guys check out Stacey Adams. You guys hit that link, LNK10. You guys get 10% off on anything that's $75 or above. Once again, claim that 10% off with Stacey Adams. Another proud sponsor of the Primetime Angles. Claim that 10% off, LNK10. Use the code Stacey Adams looking sharp. Make sure your lady approves as well too, because Valentine's Day is coming up next week, so you want to be looking sharp. So go ahead and use that link right there and pull up and win the day. That's all I can say. So with that, we'll be right back. This is the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles Live, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners, and I'll have another, and Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
Tune into Big Wave Boxing every week with a brand new guest with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper, getting the best boxing stories, best boxing angles, and the truth when it all comes down to the sweet science. Tune into Big Wave Boxing on the Prime Wave Media channel on YouTube.
All right, we are back with the Primetime Angles Live, the premier sports betting show with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper. And this is our second half of the NBA preview. We do have 9 games tonight, but I skipped out on that first game. Nobody cares about the Raptors game, man. Come on, dude. Let's keep it real. Raptors, Wizards, come on, man. Seriously. But I kind of do care about it later on, when it comes down to the bet and stuff. But, right now it's just whatever game to preview. But all in all, this is what we're looking at. We got the Pelicans coming into the game tonight, 11-2. And boy, oh boy, that team is looking really good coming into this one. They are 7-3 in their last 10, and they're also 4-1 in the month of February as well, too. 1-0 on the road, 4-4 straight up on the road as well, too. 4-3 versus the East, and they are 1-1 on the road versus the East as well, too. Now, the Bulls are 9-14 coming into the game, and the Bulls are actually 4-6 in their last 10, 2-3 in the month of February, and 1-2 at home. They're 5-8 at home overall, 4-5 versus the West, 2-2 versus the West at home. So when you look at the Bulls team, they're struggling right now. And I think that they'll probably be making themselves a good little deal right before the All-Star break and everything like that. They do need to trade some of these young assets and everything like that. And I think that they might need to have a mix of vets and young and youth. And I think this will help the Chicago team actually start winning more games because the talent is there and they got a great coach in Billy Donovan as well, too. All right, so we move on. Looks like the Pelicans are going to be the favorite, and rightfully so, because they are cruising right now. And you know what? It's not going to be tough to take them tonight as well either. So we move forward. We got the Cavs coming in here with 10 winners of their last 10 out of 15 games. Pretty much. I'm sorry. They're 10-15 on the year. Nuggets are 12-11. Cavs are 2-8 in their last 10 games, and they're 1-4 in the month of February. 0-1 on the road. They're 3-8 on the road overall. 2-6 versus the West. 1-3 on the road. And then the Nuggets coming into this game, they're 6-4 in their last 10. They're 1-1 at home, and they're 0-3 in February. They're 0-3 in February, 0-1 at home. They're 4-5 at home overall, and then they're 0-1 at home versus the East. So there it is for the Nuggets there. And pretty much we move along here, and we have ourselves a really, really good matchup here with the Suns and the Bucks tonight. And the Suns and Bucks come up in here, probably the best game of the night as well, too. So pretty much we look at this one, and we say to ourselves, where do we go from here? We got ourselves Giannis going against Book. So you got 2 of the top scorers in the league going at it as well, too. So when I look at this one, I see that the Bucks coming in here strolling. They're 15-8 right now, and they've won. They're 5-0 in the month of February right now as well, too. And they're 3-0 on the road. And you know what? They actually been slicing and dicing up the Western Conference this year as well, too. They have themselves a very, very good record against this conference this season. From what I'm looking at, I see that they started off a little sluggish. They lost to New Orleans and Utah. But since that point, in time. They've only lost to the Lakers when it comes to Western Conference teams. Well, actually, they lost to New Orleans twice this year, so they've been swept by New Orleans. So they have had their little issues with the West this year, but they'll be able to bounce back here against Phoenix tonight because they're rolling right now. They are hitting their groove as well too. Their lowest score output of a game over in the month of February was 123. So pretty much this team is killing it right now when it comes to putting points on the board. Then you have a Suns team coming in here second in free throw percentage at 83.3%. That's going to be key tonight because that's what probably it will help them win this game tonight as well too. Then they're ninth in assists with 25.9 on the season, and they're third when it comes to assist turnover ratio as well too. They got Devin Booker out here averaging 23.5 points, and DeAndre Ayton has kind of fell off a little bit, but he's getting 14-12 a night as well too. So when you look at this game, this is a really good game, but there's a good reason why this game does favor the Bucks because they're sizzling hot coming into this game. But where are we going to? We going to the desert where it's always hot. So pretty much Phoenix be ready to play, and I think that they're going to be ready to play in this one tonight. And there it is. That's the Bucks and the Suns. Now let's go ahead and get into the state of the Lakers. And the state of the Lakers, as you guys can see, our cool new little graphic over there. You guys already know the dopeness with the Lakers, and pretty much here we are. The Lakers are sitting in a position right now where they're in a back-to-back game with the Thunder, and they're looking to sweep the Thunder on the season as well too. And the Thunder came really close to upsetting the Lakers the other night, but that's because, the Lakers were kind of slipping the other night. Now, the status of AD is still 50-50. I haven't heard anything yet, but most likely if he's to sit out, no big deal because he is dealing with an Achilles issue. So pretty much when I look at the Lakers stats, you got a Laker team that's 10th in three-point percentage right now, 37.5, and they are averaging 113 points per game as well too. But they're third in field goal percentage at 48.6, almost 50% in that category as well. And then they're second in block shots per game with 6.2. The Lakers are absolutely annihilating it on defense, and they are the number one team in defense efficiency as well too. LeBron and AD are averaging almost 48 points as a duo this season, and they're getting almost 16 rebounds and 11 assists as a duo this year as well too. So once again, they are pushing the pace when it comes to things. And Dennis Schroeder is averaging 14 points a game, and then he's getting 4 assists. I think we need more assists from Mr. Schroeder because LeBron's getting 8. He should be at least getting 6. So pretty much that's something that he needs to work on as well too. Then you got Trez out here doing his damn thing, getting 13.2 off the bench, 6 rebounds a night. And he's also doing his thing on the other end with the steals and the blocks as well too. But he's shooting 64% from inside the paint this year as well too. So he's one of our better finishers this year as well too. So don't sleep on Trez, don't dog Trez and things of that nature. I know a lot of fans think they know what they're talking about, but they really don't. And I think my favorite guy this year with the Lakers that's an unsung hero is got to be THT, Taylor Horton Tucker. He just plays the game so well, so easily as well too. Taylor Horton Tucker is actually averaging only 7.4 a game, but still he's 31% from the three-point line, 47% from inside the three-point line. And you know what? He's paying off dividends. He's stat stuffing with not getting that much time a game. He only gets 17 minutes a night. So if you double that, this will probably go up a little bit more. So there it is, the state of the Lakers. They're going against a very hungry Thunder team, but the Thunder have lost 3 out of 5 in February as well, and they're pretty much going through the motions as well too right now. This team is it's been a struggle with them a little bit, you know what I mean? So pretty much when you look at it, they're 4-6 in their last 10. They want to be better, but right now it's just not working out like that. But at least they scrap and scrape, and you can appreciate that. And this team will be sitting in the lottery probably for the next 5 years, probably getting the best picks in the draft as well. These guys got so many picks, so they ain't really worried about winning too many games this season. But they're going to always try hard because guys want to keep their spot in the NBA as well too. Because if you look trash on a team, you're not going to get a job on another. If you're on a trash team and you playing trash, you're not going to get a job on another team. Seriously. You better start packing your bags and be headed out to China, Israel, Puerto Rico, the Philippines, somewhere, Ecuador. You won't be playing in NBA. Just to let you know that right now. They won't even let you in the G League. Seriously. So pretty much it is what it is at the end of the day. So with that, we're going to take our last commercial break. And before we do that, let's go ahead and check out 6T Rent-A-Car. Now, you getting tired of renting that Prelude and that Honda Accord or maybe that Toyota Corolla from Enterprise, man, call up 6T or go onto the website and you can rent, share, ride app. Pretty much you guys can go over there and get the same price of what you're paying for your Prius, and you guys can go ahead and get yourself a Benz, a Beamer, an Escalade maybe, and you'll get 10% off pressing the link in the show description as well too. So there it is, 6T Rent-A-Car. You guys go ahead and check them out whenever you guys pull up to a town or have to rent a car. Make sure you guys notify 6T so then you can go ahead and be riding the lap of luxury. All right, with that, we'll be right back. This is the premier sports betting show with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper, and this is the Primetime Angles Live.
The Vivid app, where social media meets sports betting. Get the latest line movements in all major sports. Track your daily bets, daily contests, the NFL over-under contest that pays out $10K in cash prizes. This is a cutting-edge app that helps betting be easy. Sign up with the reference code POPDBIC and you will be able to watch my daily show, The Primetime Angles, as a resource to building that bankroll. Vivid is available in your Apple or Google Store on your iOS or Android. The social sports betting app, Vivid.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
All right, we are back with the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Kappa. And you know what time it is. It's time to talk them tickets. It's time to talk about that money, man. We went 4 out of 5 yesterday with the super high five. Man, I'm telling you, we're gonna hit it. We're gonna hit it very soon. So keep paying attention. But if you did tell those 5 and bet those 5, you had a good night. You ahead, you okay, you all right. Only thing we missed out on was the plus money. That's it. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Up first, let's go ahead and jump into that CBB primetime pick 6. 55-1 ticket here as well too. I really do like the way that this is going right now. And boy, oh boy, this one is going to be a awesome site. So this one plus 7.5 to Tulane, minus 3.5 USF, and then the plus 9.5 to Fordham, and then VMI plus 115, and then also the minus 9.5 to Drake. And Incarnate Word money line is going to be the minus 105. So there it is, 55-1 primetime pick 6. Once again, we're going to rock with Tulane, who's going to be playing in very shortly, plus 7.5. Then we got the minus 3.5 with USF, South Florida today. So that's a back-to-back with the so pretty much that's not South Florida. It's going to be San Francisco. I'm very sorry about that. And pretty much we have Fordham plus 9.5, VMI money line plus 115, Drake minus 9.5, Incarnate Word money line. As you guys can see, this is actually going to be the all different conferences. So we got all these different conferences represented today. So let's go ahead and talk about the dog in me. The dog pick 4, 92-1. Sanford plus 165 today. Chattanooga money line plus 165. Lamar Give me that plus 225 money line on them. And then, you know what? Let's go get some clam chowder and go head on over to Rhode Island and go get the plus 310 on the CBB dog pick 4. 92-1. And now, last but not least, let's go ahead and see if we're going to get this bad boy home. A 29-1 NBA ticket for you guys tonight. It's going to be the under 232 with the Hawks and Mavs game. Then we're going to go do the over 235 with the Pacers and the Nets. And the dog of the day is going to be the Hornets with the plus 140 because we're going against a team that's only won 3 home games this year. And then we got the Pelicans who are minus 135 today. They should be looking good, looking great in Chicago. And this is another place where I'm hearing Zoe might want to play. So he's probably going to be trying to look real sharp tonight against his possible future team. And then you have yourselves the Suns at the end of the night with the plus 4.5. I think they're going to make the Bucks sweat a little bit. They're going to make them work for this win tonight, or they'll just go out and outright beat them. But there it is. That's going to be our 29-1 NBA super high five. And there it is. All right. So pretty much with that, that's going to be our show. But before we leave, you guys always asking me, where can I go bet at? Well, you know what? We got a sponsor here called YOUWAGER, and you guys go ahead and check out YOUWAGER, and you guys put in the promo code POP80, and you guys will be able to go ahead and get yourself a 50% matched deposit. So that means if you put up 200, they'll give you a 100, okay, to go ahead and get a free play with, and you can go ahead and bet up all these parlays that I just handed out to you, or single them up, single what you like. But all in all, cash you some tickets tonight on Pop DiBiase. Make sure you put in that promo code POP80 so then you guys can go ahead and get your 50% match deposit right there. And boy, oh boy, you guys already know what time it is. I want to pretty much go ahead and thank you guys so much for I want to thank you guys very much for tuning in and everything today. We got big things on the way and everything like that. We're breaking numbers this week as well too. We did great Monday. We did great yesterday. So make sure you guys keep viewing the show, retweeting, sharing the show. This movement is moving and it's moving with you as well too. So let's keep it going. And it is what it is. Bet with your head and not with your heart. This is the premier sports betting show with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, and this is the Primetime Angles Live, and I am gone.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
All good. Well,